We are kicking off a new series called Luxury of Poverty, Winning Against All Odds. The man who fits the bill to T is Dr. A. Velumani, founder of Thyrocare. This is the rag to riches story. So I'm going to find out from him how we fought all odds to make it big in his world of business. Dr. Velumani, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Dr. Velumani, if I begin by asking you, right now I'm standing in your building and I can't think of your net worth. It's 2,000 crore plus. You have a 64% stake in Thyrocare. But the beginning was not so good. You grew up in poverty, there was struggles. Could you walk us back in time? How did you fight all those odds to come to this level?
I think every journey we start without knowing even the length of the journey and the difficulty of the journey. Once I started it, I did face odds, challenges, market, branding, networking, scaling up. Everything was a challenge because I was a scientist. I didn't know much of what is business about. So once I got inside, what was good about is this business didn't need a big capex. So a small provident fund saving could get it rolling.
Okay.
And this business is a business where the patient pays first. Healthcare industry, no one opens a syringe before the customer opens the purse.
Well,
so you have money, the money comes in, money has is the biggest motivator. So I found in the first year itself business becoming viable.
I believe your mother single-handedly brought you up. You are 4 children family, and since there was not much money, she invested in 2 buffaloes. So do you think the streak of business was sown in those days, and that's how you also became a businessman? It was very tough going for your mother.
A man knows the value of money only when all money he has in his hand is made by him. If a father has given that money, he may not know what is the true value of that money. I think I started earning at an age of 10. I have worked in the field for 1 rupee per day. I paid all my school fees, college fees.
On your own?
On my own. Not only for me, even I have paid for my brothers. So if you look at it, right from 1970, when I was just 11 years old, I started making small money, part-time money, and then I know what is money. So when I am in business, I have lakh rupees.
Yeah.
When I am in business, people might tell 2 lakh rupees is too less to do, but I felt 2 lakh rupees is more than enough to do. So I got moving on it. But if you ask me what poverty has taught me, one is focus. I think rich man cannot focus. He has enough of distractions. The poor man has nothing much to distract. So he is focused. So the first thing I could manage to master is an art of focusing.
Okay.
The second thing is the frugality. You know, poor man has no option. He has to be frugal. Rich man has an option and he is rarely frugal. So that helped me to look at what is money in hand, how to apportionate this money for business. I didn't make a show off. I didn't have a big showroom kind of pathology laboratory. Somewhere I got it right, and today I am called as a powerful man. But lack of money was my strength.
So Dr. Velumani, if I again take you back in time, I believe your first brush with business was when you bought 100 chicks while you were working as a chemist in a small firm. And all these 100 chicks died. So were you shaken? And what was the lesson you learned from the failure?
I learned a lesson that everybody cannot just do business because he gets an idea. He needs to understand the product or the field or the nature of business, the likely calamities, and one should work. Next very important lesson which I learned, to do business you should be a matured man.
Okay, so this is why you took up the job at BRC, which paid you a princely salary of 800 rupees those days?
Yes, I think
it was a very comfortable job, I thought.
I think doing job and doing business both don't work well together. When I did my first business, I was doing job. It failed. So when I wanted to do business when I was 37 years of age, I just quit job and focused only on business. I think many people do a mistake of doing multiple things together. Focusing on business has helped me a lot. So if you ask me, had I started business early, less likely I would have been successful.
Okay. So after 18 years of working life, you finally decided to become your own boss. So what made you get into this diagnostic business? Was there any trigger that you got into this particular business?
I must tell you, the thyroid as a field was just new that time. There were people who knew thyroid testing and they were making a pretty decent money.
Okay.
I was fortunately in teaching how to do thyroid testing to pathologists. I felt when I know it better, why can't I make a better money? So that was one reason why I felt that government job is not as lucrative as what a private venture could be.
Secure job, they say.
I think I wanted to tell that in life, either you can look for security or you can look for prosperity. There is nothing known as a secured prosperity. I left security and moved towards prosperity.
So no risk, no gain, are you saying that?
Absolutely, I have been always telling that you must romance with risk. Ideally find out which risk is worth romancing and you just do it, you will be most powerful man.
So if you were to compare yourself with other diagnostic laboratories, what is so unique about Thyrocare?
I think my name itself is unique. I didn't put Dr. Velumani Pathology Laboratory.
Okay.
I put it
Very
as
well.
Thyrocare. I focused on thyroid. I did my research on thyroid. So I had a courage to work on a 15-gram gland where people were thinking that there is no viability. So when people don't see a viability, I saw an opportunity. When I started this business, people asked me, there are only 3 tests in this thyroid, would you get enough of roti? I just told them there is a 100 crore thyroid in this country, why not?
So how many tests can be done in a day for a person like me?
Oh, I must tell you, there is no capacity limitation. The floor is not a limitation, the market is not a limitation, the awareness is the only limitation. So that is the only challenge which I faced, and that also I managed very well. Brought down the cost, made doctors to experience the thyroid testing utility in a normal man. They found it useful and everybody started consuming it.
I must say your advertising and publicity is quite good. You know, one gets every day some mail from Thyrocare. So how did you manage to do the marketing and the publicity part?
For your kind information, first 15 years I didn't do any marketing. Okay. No one knew where I am sitting. No one knew how I am running the business. I created a B2B marketing to diagnostic laboratories and hospitals.
Okay.
Because of which I got volume. Once I got volume, my balance sheet looked very well. Once my balance sheet looked very well, investors found interest in my business. They put in money. Then using their money, I am advertising. I never advertised using my own money.
But you also always said that you never borrowed a penny for personally or for business. Then how did you grow, Dr. Velumani?
I think to do business, you don't need money. You need stamina.
Okay, I believe you only employ fresh graduates. Is there any trigger for that? Is there any story behind why you only employ fresh graduates here?
I think I have been telling in various forums. I was a graduate in 1978. I thought I am entitled now for jobs. I went to so many dozens and dozens of companies in Coimbatore streets. Everybody rejected me only because I didn't have experience. That time itself I kept in my mind, if I start my own company, let me give jobs only to freshers, because freshers are harassed by industrialists.
So how many freshers you
I have today 1,000 people on my floor. For all the 1,000 of them, I am the first employer.
I want to understand, what do you mean when you say Thyrocare is a McDonald's plus Walmart? Can you define us for our viewers? What do you mean when you say it's a Thyrocare is McDonald's plus Walmart?
I also will tell you how it was Ola. McDonald's, because McDonald's does not give masala dosa or a Chinese fried rice. It gives only burger.
Yeah.
I don't do illnesses, sicknesses. I do disorders, which is nothing but a thyroid a focus. Now the next point is Walmart. What Walmart does, it buys in bulk millions of pieces. I also buy in bulk millions of tests. So I get my business profit from the vendor, not from the customer. I did a Ola. How did it match with an Ola? Until Ola came into the country, taxis were standing for 21 hours, running for 3 hours. After Ola came in, taxis are running 21 hours, standing for 3 hours. Until I came into this business, analyzers like this were standing for 20 hours, running for 4 hours. Today they are running for 20 hours, standing for 4 hours. Prosperity comes when you utilize a machine, not when the machine is standing.
So when you look back in your life, the journey so far, are you satisfied with your life journey?
I think once you become satisfied, you stop growing.
Okay.
So this is, in fact, my people, my family members, my all well-wishers of my ask, what's next? One more zero.
One more zero.
So there is never an end for this kind of success satisfaction. You look for perfection, you look for volume, you look for impactful social contribution. So I don't think there is anything known as done.
Okay, very well put. He wants to add one more zero to his turnover. On that note, we'll take a short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm talking to Dr. A. Velumani, founder of Thyrocare. Dr. Velumani, if I were to talk about the entrepreneurs in general, these days we see a lot of youngsters starting a business, developing their own app. It could be an online or it could be part of the old economy. Many of them have no experience and most of them want to become a success overnight. What's your take?
Nothing wrong in getting an idea.
Yeah.
You must ensure that you have validated your idea, and maturity is very important. It was not that I didn't have an idea to do business until I became 37. But until I became matured, I felt business is a high risk one and I didn't get in there. Having said that, nothing wrong in having an idea, nothing wrong in having a funding, and as long as you are successful, you will be called visionary, otherwise you will be told you were too young to start.
So is it easy doing business in India today compared to, let's say, 30 years back? So
obviously earlier people were more looking for a security.
yeah.
Today people look more for prosperity.
Okay.
Those days children were brought up thinking that my son should get a standard job in an established brand or a government and he should retire there. Today people realize that काम करके आदमी बड़ा नहीं होते हैं. You must get the work done, which means an entrepreneurial route. So nothing wrong. I think colleges today earlier had only employment cell. Today they have a E-cell, which is known as entrepreneurial cell. So they do motivate, but very often it gets too much into their head too early, okay, and they lose the direction.
Today you have VCs, your PE players, your angel funds, and they are funding successful businessmen. And everybody is falling over each other to fund, including bankers. Now what happens is successful businessman with so much funding available, he becomes reckless and he's also diversified in new areas. And there is a chance of, because of over leveraging, he may fail. What is your take here?
I think anyone who is greedy will anyhow fail. One has to remain focused first, establish one, standardize one, look for the next, and if this order is not followed, there is a likelihood he is getting into distress. Also, unfortunately, the funds are never available for the one who actually needs it. Funds are available for the one who does not need it.
So everybody buying away.
So, everybody wants a good balance sheet to invest. Once my balance sheet is good, why I need money? So, even the investors are not taking risk. They are all going for safe risks. So, that's a problem. But having said that, entrepreneurs today have a totally different ecosystem. If you have got a good concept which is unique, you have made it too big, provided you didn't waste your time in too much of first phase of business building. Why do you think business fail? You see them being successful. When he started his business, he was poor. So he was frugal, he was focused. Okay. When he has got some first to see a 5 crore, he is no more poor. He lost his focus, he lost his frugality, and he gets into distress. So man sometimes becomes distracted after seeing 5 crores, 10 crores, 20 crores. But it is important that a rich man remain frugal to take the business for 50 years or 100 years. That's very rare. So what according to the DNA of a successful businessman? So if you ask me, the success in any business has to have first focus.
Okay.
There are only two kinds of people on this earth. One who have been successful and other could not focus. So that's as important as focus is ultimate. Focus on what you are good at. Focus on a particular product and make it very different, very impactful. If you do everything, you may survive. If you do one thing, you will succeed.
So, do you believe in luck?
Luck is something that says that you are prepared when the opportunity was on a journey. You took it in both hands. When the opportunity was around you, if you were sleeping, you would tell that you are not lucky. But I am of that opinion. Everybody gets enough opportunity.
You feel that way?
Absolutely. I might have got 100 opportunities. I only made use of one. So for every man, every day, every month, there is some kind of an opportunity coming. Take it in both hands and make sure that it is a teaching
So,
place.
if it was luck, hard work, idea, technology, how would you, and focus?
Focus.
So,
I
for
come
you,
back to that. Focus is everything. Technology helps because without technology, you will only be doing a hard work. You won't be able to scale up. You won't be able to have an impact. So first is focus. Second is technology. Third is, of course, HR. Without a right
human
kind
skill
of-
is very important.
Yes. Fourth one is logistics. Because a country of 1 billion population, having cities have spread across 3,000 kilometers from east, west, north, south, how do you get everything to work for you? That's logistics.
Okay.
Of course, the final and the most important is IT.
I think very important. So, if you were to sum up your own life journey, what is the lessons you have learned that you would like to pass on to our viewers? 3 or 4 advice you want to give, looking at your own life journey, where you started and where you are today.
I think I have been telling it hundreds times, I must repeat it again.
Yeah.
Only 4 words I tell for anybody, whether they are doing education or doing business or living their life. First is focus.
Focus, focus, focus.
Second is learn. Without focusing, you can't learn. Third one is grow. Without learning, you can't grow. The fourth one is enjoy. Without growing, you can't enjoy. So the 4 words: focus, learn, grow, and enjoy. Please don't change the order.
Okay, very well put. So, finally, what does luxury or poverty mean to you?
I have a reason to believe people who were poor had a luxury of undergoing the pains of life early.
Okay.
The pains of life early means you had an experience of challenging challenges.
Okay.
And once in the first innings of your life, life has 2 innings. 35 years is each inning. If first innings was all pains, second innings will be all pleasure. If the first innings was all pleasure, there is a likelihood the second innings is always.
It sounds like karma.
Absolutely. So I have a reason to believe the ones who were born poor, the man who is born poor had nothing to lose.
There's no
And when
downside.
you have, there is no downside. When you have nothing to lose, you get courage. And that courage helps you to risk. And when you are looking at an outcome which is having high risk, you feel that you should take it. Because the prosperity depends upon how big risk you have taken. The bigger the risk, prosperity is much higher.
The bigger the risk, the greater the rewards.
So that poverty, unfortunate for me, even today, one fine day my daughter was not doing something right. So I told her, you are not doing it right. I was a bit angry. She retorted to me, Dad, you had the luxury of poverty.
Luxury of poverty. Okay.
Now this was in fact a very powerful statement she said. She didn't have that luxury of poverty. And she says, it's my bad luck. So that makes me to move towards educating people. Are you poor? Please celebrate. Don't sit and grumble.
So that's very profound, Dr. Velumani.
Yes. That's what I believe is, India is a poor country. Indians need not sit and cry that we are having poverty. You must, all Indians should feel, we are the most powerful people on this earth because poor have nothing to lose.
Very, very encouraging word, Dr. Velumani. It was nice to have you on our show. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Focus. Ideate, innovate, enable.